300 meters. Take the next left on the Highway 1 Nova Scotia Trunk 1 East, signs for Aylesford.
This looks familiar yet. Come on, familiar places. Actually, that might be a lie. That might have been where we used to rent videos.
We're there?
Over there, yeah. I'm not entirely sure though.
Continue on Nova Scotia Trunk 1 East for 1 kilometer. In 500 meters, turn left onto Kingswood Lane. Take the next left onto Kingswood Lane, then your destination will be on the right.
Yeah, it certainly will. At the end of the street. So I was friends with the boys that lived in these two houses. The twins lived in one of them, and then somebody else lived in another. A dog chased me down this road once while I was on a bike.
Naturally.
And then right on the corner here is where I used to live.
Your destination is on the right.
Okay, I'm gonna go see if I can find my own babysitter's house. Besides, like, I also had babysitters at this house on the corner, but this is the way to what used to just be nothing. It used to be a big sand pit. And I think my dad and I looked at the Google Maps a while back. We're like, they developed it, and it's weird. So, we'll find out. Okay, yeah, I can pick out the house. That house there, 959, is where the Chases used to live, and they were my babysitters. And then, okay, yeah, through here there's like a path down. Oh, Paul used to live in one of these houses. Paul was a weird kid. He had like 30 of the same shirt. And I know this because I definitely saw his closet once. Yeah, there's a path through there, and we used to go tobogganing when it would snow, because it's just a giant sand pit type of situation, so it would just be like giant snow pit situation. It was a lot of fun. Sorry, that was my house again. One of these driveways is where we get picked up on the bus to school. That was my old best friend's house. And then this next corner up here is going to be a super steep hill. Also, all of these roads seemed way longer when I was younger. And now that I'm driving them for the first time, I'm just like, these roads are so short. I also had a friend that lived there. I don't remember who it was, but somebody I knew lived there. I also had a friend that lived down there, but I don't need to go that way. That's fine. Remembering correctly, my very first boyfriend lived there. Yeah, must have been, because this is where the park we used to play at. So I'm pretty sure that's where Brian lived. And then this is a park we used to play at. Somebody threw a rock once and it hit me in the eye. But I think that I was kind of being their target practice anyway, so I think it was probably my own fault. Yee. Okay, and then the Othmans live down this way too, which are family friends of ours that actually followed us to BC, weirdly enough. It's just weird how people get posted in groups sometimes. Don't know if I'll be able to pick out their house, but I think it's around this bend. If I'm not mistaken, it was that blue house, but it didn't have a pool back then. But I could be wrong. It might have actually been this one, but very close. And then we're coming up on where my other babysitter lived, where I would go before school sometimes. I believe her name was Miranda, and she lived there. And then going this way, we're gonna get to my school. Whatever that is wasn't there before. It's been 23 years though, so it's fine. That house is where my friends moved to. The ones that I pointed out first that were like my best friends, they moved to that house. I think this is the road to go to my school.
Looks like it.
Yep. Kingston and District Elementary. I went here from 92 to 98. Yep, this way to where I used to go for choir. Because I used to do choir when I was a kid. Also weirdly familiar. Like I shouldn't be able to just take these turns and be like, yeah, I know exactly where I am, but I can, and it's weird. So the place where I used to do choir is on the other side of these trees. It's a church, as you do. Our choir instructor used to tell us she only rented the front half of the pews, so we had to sit forward for posture reasons. Much as Kingston has a downtown, this will be it. There's going to be a grocery store on that side soon, where I used to go to the dentist will be on that side, as well as the Chinese food place, as well as like a little shop that sold paperback books. That's all I really remember. And then where those lights are is probably where we turn to go to Greenwood, but I don't know. Yeah, around here used to be the grocery store. One of these buildings is where my dentist was, I think. But yeah, it's definitely grown up, so it's hard to tell. Yeah, that's the Chinese food place we used to go to. I don't know if it's the same brand, but like I'm pretty sure that's the location. And then yeah, that was a grocery store. It's now a dollar store and a home hardware or something. Just weird. I used to also have a friend on the outskirts of town that way, and there's like a farmer's market across the street from it. This is weird and neat because like there's obviously extra stuff, but there's stuff I can definitely like look at and be like, hey, I know what that is from 23 years ago. It's so weird. It's a much shorter bridge than the last time we went to an island. And then from there we're going up to Cape Breton for a few days before we go to Newfoundland.